first tweet comes from Twitter handle wankers_r_us. Real name is Frank C.
Back that fucking mic away from your mouth.
Jeez. We got to start the recording over.
No, I don't think he got that in.
No, just the back your mic. Yeah, we gotta run it back.
Oh, okay. Well, I can just edit it out in post.
Is this too loud? Is this too loud here?
No, that's fine. Just don't yell.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Y'all are just trying to dictate, and I just got off a fucking nutty.
I don't know why I thought about this earlier. Has Mark Wahlberg ever played an Italian guy in a movie? Because I would really like to see that.
I feel like he plays a version of an Italian guy in every movie.
That's just a Boston guy? You're just mistaking a Boston Catholic for an Italian person?
Yeah, no, he's not Italian in The Departed. That was stupid. I don't think.
Which, a great movie, by the way. But I just feel... Well, he does that new movie now where he's that preacher guy. And I think he may be doing an Italian thing there. I don't know. I gotta watch it.
Is Mark Wahlberg a good actor? Like, I still don't really know.
He is a good actor. I really like The Gambler, honestly. The Gambler.
I forgot about that.
The Gambler's like a better Uncut Gems to me. It's like if Uncut Gems had a good actor. Okay.
He sucks. He's a fucking shit actor. He's just like one of those guys who's kind of always there and you never understand why.
I don't know if he's a shit actor. What's that movie, Shooter? Where he's like a sniper. That movie's awesome.
I was just saying the movie's like bad, but it's really entertaining, and he does a good job in it.
No, I think the movie's good.
Didn't he beat up a guy and blind him in one eye?
He beats up a lot.
No, that was Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious.
I'm talking about in real life. He had to go to court for that.
Oh,
so
really?
he's like a bad guy. Yeah, he's like not a good guy.
I mean, he was like a pop star who was famous for like having his pants around his ankles. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark, very cool.
We should review a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch album.
That would be awesome.
Let's see what the name of those albums are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are your hosts, Blake, Christian, and Trey, and this is Totally Biased Music. And I think, folks, after a 2-day delay and 3 episodes, this is the audio perfection right here, I think. I'm in my living room. I got a blanket on. Christian has a mic. Trey's not in an airport. Everything is really clicking today. So this is going to be our most listened to, most rated, highly rated episode. And we are talking about 2014 Forest Hills Drive by J. Cole. The one and only 2014 Forest Hill Drives. Brief introduction. 2014 Forest Hill Drives is the third studio album by American rapper J. Cole, released on December 9th, 2014 by Storm Entertainment, Columbia Records, Dreamville Records, and Rock Nation. Recording sessions took place over the whole year, while the production of the album primarily handled by Cole himself, along with several others. It was announced 3 weeks before its release and had very little marketing, no singles, or no promotion taking place prior to its release, which I totally forgot about until reading that earlier today. So let's get into it. Trey, when did you first listen to 2014 Forest Hills Drive? Were you a Cole fan prior? I mean, I know the answer, but were you a Cole fan prior, and did you listen to this upon release?
I was not a Cole fan prior. I did listen to it upon release. Why do you think you know the answer to this?
Because I hung out with you at the time?
We're not that close.
Okay.
Because Blake thinks he's an omniscient god.
I am.
Your eyes get so big when you start reading things off a screen.
I know.
Like
well, I don't have great night vision. So I have
I think they make goggles for that.
Astigmatism, I think. Anyway,
the first time I ever listened to Forest Hills Drive was definitely when it came out, and it was something that actually made me consider J. Cole as a good rapper, as opposed to just mediocre. Like, I don't know, you kind of have that class like J. Cole, Big Sean, J. Electron, Mac Miller. No, I'm kidding.
That's J. Electronica.
That's from that Kendrick verse. And I didn't. J. Cole. Big Sean, Jay Electron, Matt Miller. That's my spot on Kendrick Lamar impression for all those listening.
It sounded like a weird breed of Rick Ross and Kendrick Lamar, which I kind of liked, which I think would be a good collab.
It probably has been. Yeah, no, the first time I listened to this album, I actually like took him seriously. I don't really remember like what I was doing. 2014. So how old was I in 2014? That was like we were living together at the time. I think maybe when this album came out.
It's my freshman year of college.
That summer. But it was that winter when it came out.
Right. So I was gone, but then when I came back, yeah, I think we were.
Yeah.
Maybe not that early. I don't remember.
Yeah. Either way, thought it was amazing off the drop. Not like instant classic status, but this album has aged incredibly well to where I would probably put it in the upper echelon of the, whatever wave of great rappers that we're on now. I'd probably say like 4 or 5 off the top of my head. But yeah, that's probably the first time I listened to it. I don't remember any like specifics. I just remember thinking it was really good.
Nice. Christian, what about you?
I never really. Cole was one of those guys, I think, until this album, it was really pick and choose. It's what I did with a lot of hip hop. I feel like back in the day, it was rare that I was rinsing full albums of things and like immersing myself. It wasn't until probably way later after this came out that I actually really got into Cole and was going through his discography in depth. So it was just picking through tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I listened to Born Sinner, which I was telling Trey when he was out here last weekend. I listened to that a ton recently when I was going back and listening to Forest Hills Drive. But I listened to Born Sinner because that weekend, Yeezus, Watch Movies with the Sound Off, and Born Sinner all came out on the same day. So I went out and bought all 3 of them and listened to all of them. So I was a J. Cole fan. I really like Born Sinner. I like it a lot more now than I did at the time. So I listened to Forest Hills Drive when it initially came out, and I mean it was pretty obvious, like Trey said, that this was kind of what launched his stardom and what made him a prominent rapper. And I think it's kind of what set him apart from people like Big Sean, because around that time I would consider them in the same category as one another. Probably around other similar smaller rappers at the time, but this clearly launched him in a direction that gained attention of people like Eminem. Always talks about how much he loves J. Cole, and Kendrick is obviously a huge fan of J. Cole, and it just was kind of that blow up album for him. It's kind of like how Good Kid, Mad City was for Kendrick. So yeah, I listened to it upon release. I loved it, and like you said, it aged beautifully. I like it more now than I did then.
The production has aged so well. Like almost like the muted drums sound like they could be made today, in a good way.
Yeah, and I don't know where I was. I think going to Bonnaroo, I was just on a hip hop subreddit, and they were talking about how No Role Models is probably the most recognizable beat in the last, it's easily the most recognizable beat in the last 10 years, but you could probably put it in the most recognizable beats of the last 20 years easily, right? 99 Problems, Lose Yourself. I would put No Role Models up there as well. As soon as you hear it, you know exactly what it is, and you know every word to it too. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those songs. With that being said, let's launch into our top 3 tracks from this album, which is going to be really fucking hard. I've gone through this a lot. Actually, let's do bottom 3, because bottom 3 is going to be harder, if you can even pick a bottom 3. And let's start with Christian. What are your least favorite songs on this album?
So I think I just have 2, and they're one after another. Hello and Apparently. I fucking can't stand them. They sound like what the Disney Channel would put is the backtrack to a That's So Raven movie or something. Listening,
the coming of age moment of a That's So Raven film.
I don't think Disney goes that hard, dude.
I'm just saying. It's this urban light music that's in the background of this sad movie that they finally made. It's just shut the fuck up. And move
what
on.
is Raven doing when Hello is playing?
I would like to know that.
Yeah.
She getting fucked.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, there it
God, I
is.
knew it was gonna be something ridiculous.
Yeah.
You literally set me up for it. What am I supposed
I
to do? But
know,
I
and you
think
you delivered perfectly.
with talking about the bottom three, and we can talk about this in a minute. I just want to bring it up so we don't forget. The craziest thing I just want to touch on after we do our bottom three is like no singles being released as promotion because that is unfucking heard of now. It's not a thing for anyone, and I just think that's the fucking that made me
Yeah.
love this album so much more when I found that out. But yeah, hello, and apparently you can kiss my ass.
I
Okay,
mean,
that's fair.
talking about things that are unheard of. I know it's been like memeified, but like platinum no features, like the fact that he put out a record like this with no features and no drawing in from other people's fan bases at a time where I mean he's backed by like Rockefeller, right? Like he could have pulled in probably anybody for his for his second project, and he just
Yeah.
didn't.
I do have a
Uh,
conspiracy theory that he does have a feature. I don't think that he's the one singing on the Get Off My Dick chorus. I think it actually is somebody that he'll never name
it
because
sounds just like him.
it doesn't sound anything like him. And like it's I think the way they described it was he did like a voice modulation thing to make himself sound like that. But I don't buy into that. I think it's one of his friends, and I think it's a feature, and I think he's been lying to us this whole time. So I just
That's
want to
a
throw that out there.
conspiracy theory, Blake.
Yeah. All right, Trey, bottom three or two
Uh,
or one?
I don't really have any. I mean, and I'm gonna circle back to this track later. We'll hashtag circle back. But like obviously like the notes itself, like where he's like shouting out all the credits and stuff, is like not terribly enjoyable.
Right, it's
Um,
not really a song either.
but it's not really a song, yeah. And like I actually think that part's really cool because you can tell like he knows that he made something special. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna do that on an album that you just like just any given record. And he takes what is it like 8 minutes, maybe
It's
nine.
14.
Yeah, but the first half is an actual
Oh,
song.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
first like 2 or 3 minutes are a real song, and then he just
Yeah.
starts like yelling out everybody he's ever met in his entire life. Which I'd like to
Yeah.
think that both of you guys would do that too if you made a record. I'd like to
It's
think I'd
really
have a name drop on it. You know?
it's very really drunk guy made the last cup of beer pong at a party vibes.
You
Like
would know
and
those
just
vibes quite well.
right, and just have to yell out thanks to everybody that they've ever associated with. That's kind of what it's
Uh-huh.
like.
Yeah. But he drained that last cup.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't really have any bottom tracks, honestly. I mean, they're not all perfect. Obviously, Wet Dreams, both love and hate that song. So I guess I could throw that in there as a bottom three, but then I might put it in like the top three too. Because
Say what you
it's
think it is.
campy. It's campy. Or corny or cheesy or however the fuck you want to describe it. Because it is, but it's also like kind of when we were talking about it this weekend. Because yes, we do talk outside of this podcast about music. We were talking about this weekend, and no one talks like that in hip hop, really. Which is kind of
Right.
what J. Cole gets hate on for a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say
No,
no,
for sure.
no bottom three. What about you?
That's solid. I'm gonna get hate for this, but Love Yours is in my bottom.
Oh, boo.
I like Hello. I like Apparently. I don't love Saint Tropez. So I'd put Saint Tropez and Love Yours in my bottom two. And then, like we said, I mean, I'd put Note to Self, but I don't really count it. I guess I should because it is a track on the album. But yeah, that's pretty much my bottom three. I also would like to. Well, I guess we can talk about the live album here after we do our favorite songs. Let's go ahead and circle to that. Christian, top three. I know you're gonna have a top three. It's not gonna be just a two.
No, yeah, and it's like this was fucking hard just because that like January 28th through Adolescence run, I mean, how those songs flowed together is just so perfect in my opinion that like I put those as kind of one, like my top one altogether just because they flow so well. And then god damn, dude, like
I know. I'm looking at the track list now, and it's like this is fucking hard.
there's and then it just goes into those just absolutely fucking ripper tracks. That GOMD, that fucking to the window to the wall when it drops into that is fucking that shit rides so fucking hard. I was listening to it in the gym and I was like, oh, all right, this is fucking sick. So that's gonna be probably I mean that's up to, I don't know how to like separate that from like Tale Two Cities, Fire Squad, and No Role Models. Like I don't think I can.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I mean, you want to
Trey?
talk about a recognizable beat, GOMD, that E-O-I-M-O.
Yeah, true. The
So
start, the
hard,
intro to it. Yeah.
so hard.
My number one is definitely Love Yours. I think it's like the quintessential J. Cole track. I just think it's fantastic. It's like it's pretty unique. As far as hip hop goes, he spits on it. I can't believe that's in your bottom three, to be honest.
Yeah.
But as we've gotten episode to episode, I feel like that's happened a few times with us.
It has. It has.
Which is why we're totally biased, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So Love Yours, Tale of Two Cities, which Tale of Two Cities is kind of tainted by that Kendrick remix, just because that Kendrick remix is so sick. I kind of like hear that often when I listen to it. And '03 Adolescence would probably be my top three.
Those are great. I think. Oh man. I think I might have to go. If I think about it too long, I'm not gonna be able to pick. So January 28th, Tale of Two Cities, and then probably Fire Squad. Tale of Two Cities. Oh, you want to talk about a hard ass song, man? When he played at Bonnaroo and he started playing the beat to Tale of Two Cities, I put my arms out and there was a girl next to me and I kind of like lightly put my hand on her and she turned and looked at me and I was like, sorry, I don't want to hurt you. And then when he did the what is it? Nice watch, run it. All of us were in a group and we were just losing our minds in the crowd, like literally jumping all over the place, and everybody in the crowd was just collectively losing their shit. Like there is not a song that he plays that hits the way A Tale of Two Cities does live. Like he just doesn't have anything in his discography like it, and to hear it live is unprecedented. And I think that's kind of what turned me on to January 28th too, because he played it live there. But on the live album, which if people don't know, there's a live album where he runs through this whole track list in the same order in Fayetteville, North Carolina. But that album made me really love January 28th because he just, I don't know, you can tell there's a lot of passion when he sings that song and it means a lot to him. And it's kind of like a cool come up story and talking about the people close to him and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just resonate with it really well. So I got to put those as my top three. But man, it's really hard because '03 Adolescence is great, and so is No Role Models, and he's just got a lot of good tracks on here.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like playing darts, picking three out of this list. You can pick any of them.
No, for sure. I do want to circle back to the no features thing and the no promotion thing that Christian brought up. What's crazy about that is he sold 353,000 copies in the first week, which looking back, I mean, if you compare it to albums like the Carter 3, right, it's not a million copies, but selling almost 500,000 copies with no promotion, essentially, and like you said, nobody to piggyback off of or help him kind of promote it for themselves. That's fucking insane numbers for that time, especially in the era of hard copies, like where people had to go out and purchase this album kind of blind, right? Like
And
that's
it just makes me like respect, I think, him more as an artist. And it's the same way when I see stuff like that, and it's really rare for albums to be dropped in that type of fashion nowadays, but it makes me respect that artist so much more because it just doesn't feel, I don't know, sometimes marketing for an album or promotion for an album comes across so gimmicky that it almost takes away from the purity of what an album is. And maybe, like you said, him knowing that he created something so beautiful and pure that it didn't need to have that makes it have that kind of effect.
Yeah, 100%. And the promotion, it's crazy. I think we talked about this in the first week, but these record labels can pump millions of dollars into placement advertising like they do with fucking Jack Harlow and like they've done with Drake, right? And people, it's not always going to work. Like Jack Harlow's the prime example of that. How much money have they spent trying to make this guy relevant? And he releases an album and it's panned upon release critically and by, casual listeners. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody streams it. Then they put him on more. They put him on College Game Day. They do everything they can to try to make this guy relevant. They put him with Drake. It doesn't work. J. Cole has none of that stuff and still sells. The album ended up going triple platinum, so it's like
With
that's
no
kind of
features.
more with no features, and it's kind of like a test, except for that one secret one. So it's kind of a testament to how fucking good the album is and how good of an artist he is, which I think is crazy.
And it feels like that's who he is as a person. Like any interviews you see, like even when he's hopping on and doing freestyles and stuff like that on radio shows, and how he talks about himself and how he seems in real life from an outside perspective is very much that way. And I think people resonate more with it.
Yeah, he's changed a lot over his career. I know we want to talk about the off season, which we definitely will. But it was funny to see him at Bonnaroo. He looked like a homeless guy. His shirt was inside out. He's wearing gray sweatpants. He had dreads that were like down past his shoulders. Like,
But like
I don't
not
know.
clean dreads. They're like just like
No, just
Yeah.
dirty. Like the dude just looked dirty. It looked like he had just woken up and hadn't showered in 3 days. But it worked so well. It was really funny. And a friend of mine at work was talking about him, and he was like, "Yeah, man. Once he got those dreads, he kind of went full hippie with it." And he really did, but his music never fell off. I mean, and he's a better basketball player than LeBron James now. So
I mean, he does kind of have like almost like a hippie-esque like ethos to his music too. You know what I mean? Just kind of like his general message and whatnot, which gets him hate from like the hip hop community, but like love from the general music community.
Yeah, I think you see that from other artists he has like on the label as well with like Jid, and I don't know a ton about the other artists that he has, but one thing I was going to say is talking about the feature stuff. I was surprised when Jid's new album came out and there wasn't a Cole feature on there.
right.
There isn't,
Yeah,
is there?
No, there's not. No. And we talked about that. Well, I forgot that we didn't put out that episode, but we did talk about that when we talked about the Jid album.
And going back to like, I don't know his label entirely or at all, but it seems like he's pretty hands off on letting these people create for themselves in its entirety and being a little hands off, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that Ari Lennox is on Dreamville, and that new Ari Lennox album is so good. It's just like, you know, just like some almost like stripped back R&B. And I kind of like it would be easy for him to hop on a track with them, right? Which he is on he's supposed to be on that JID album. But that song got like it couldn't get cleared by the samples.
That's
it's
what it
supposed to be
was,
like the
yeah.
last track. Yeah, it's supposed to be the last track on the record. But it like couldn't come through. I forget what the name of it is off the top of my head.
Yeah. Is it raining really hard where you are, Trey?
No, I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. That's where I live now. You know, technically, I guess J. Cole should be. It doesn't rain here, even though it's technically a temperate rainforest. J. Cole should be my favorite rapper, right? Now that I'm an Asheville, North Carolina
Yeah,
resident.
now that you're a North
You know?
Carolina guy.
Yeah, that's where I live. It's not a big deal. It's whatever.
Hang on a second. Do you hear static, Christian?
I do now. It
Hang on
seems
a
like it's
second.
just increasing. There
Yeah,
it
it's
goes.
coming from Trey. I don't know what it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me mute.
God damn it, Trey.
I
can
lied about the audio being perfect.
I can hear it though.
It is like when you mute it goes away.
Yeah, it's gone now.
We're gonna have to edit out this whole conversation and post.
No, we're
Um,
going to talk about it and how your
I mean, there's like
sound quality shit.
He's like, oh wait, it's actually like storming outside right now. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you have a
oh
rain
shit!
machine.
It's my computer.
Oh, it's the fans
Oh.
on it, isn't it?
The
It's like
fan on my
having an
computers.
aneurysm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything running other than let me make sure Slack is closed.
That's all right. I mean, we can mute and unmute. It's not a fucking huge deal. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the
Really
hands off. Go ahead.
We should say sorry for technical difficulties there. We had to cut, and now we're back.
Bitch, we don't fucking
was gonna
apologize for
say,
nothing. Either fucking listen or get the fuck out. I don't give a shit. Kiss my ass.
Listen, man, I'm just trying to provide a pleasurable experience for everybody involved here.
No,
all
fuck
right?
you all.
I was going to say, I do
Okay.
appreciate the apology because I'm not going to edit it out in post because that's way too much work. So they're just going to have to listen to that 30 seconds and just deal with it.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
Okay. That is not professional. That is not what we're going for here on TBM.
are we going for professional? I feel like
Super
it's,
professional, yeah.
um, you know what would have been really professional was the airport episode. We should have recorded that guy in the background, like, yeah, with shoving a fucking Sabaro's pizza into his fat face. Yeah, I gotta make it to my gate. It's
You
gonna be a
joke,
couple
he was
minutes.
he was actually eating a Big Mac. Like, no fucking lie. He was just like scarfing down a Big Mac, talking about whatever sports team he likes.
We
And
should have just.
I tried to loudly be like, yeah, I just don't know if I can get the people around me to be quiet. He didn't even look at me. He was way too interested in that secret sauce.
That's what, and you were in Chicago, right?
Yeah, I was at a, yeah, I
Oh
was
yeah,
at
he was probably
O'Hare.
he was probably a Bears fan, probably a big Bears guy. Fuck. Now I'm off track. I don't
We
know
should
what
have
the
just
hell is.
fucking. We should have forced Trey just to walk up and interview random people about this album.
Trey did this thing talking about the speaking too loudly thing, hoping that people hear him. We were playing golf this weekend, and these dudes in front of us,
I
like,
didn't speak too loudly at that guy. I fucking chirped
no,
at that guy.
not the four guy. The when we played Fossil Trace, there was dudes in front of us that were taking fucking forever. And at one point, this dickhead is like in like East Buddha fuck trying to find his ball when it's like, bro, it's clearly gone. And like we're sitting on the tee box waiting for him, and he's like pulls out a weed whacker and like a fucking magnifying glass and is trying to find his ball. And so John's like, "What is this guy doing?" So from the back, I yell, "Drop!" Like, drop your fucking ball. And he turns around and kind of gives me the like hands up. And so then he drops his ball. Yeah.
Great.
But then like we get to another hole, it's like towards the end, and they're like dicking, it's a par 3 and they're dicking around on the green. And so Trey is like, he's kind of talking, like he's talking really loudly. It's a par 3, so he's kind of close. And he's like, yeah, and Mr. Dipshit over here is fucking putting around on the green, taking his fucking time. But like, he's not actually yelling to them, but he's saying it loud enough for them to hear. And you can
It's a
tell
classic
the guy,
move. I love doing it. It's a classic.
Just pure class from the Totally Biased crew on the golf course.
Yeah.
Just total passive
Hey,
aggressive, like fucking
we
wrap it up.
looked great. Let me tell you,
We did
looked
look really
classic.
dapper.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, that's right, listeners. We play golf. Like
Yeah.
we do all kinds of activities.
You know some.
I would just like to state I don't fucking play golf. I think it's super gay. So
That's gonna be our saving
Use a
grace.
different word.
Because you know some dickhead is gonna listen to this and be like, "Oh, what? I gotta listen to 3 white dudes that play golf talk about hip hop? No, thanks." That's what's gonna happen.
I'm actually 1/16th Native American. So
Okay, Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, okay. Damn it! Fuck, you beat me to it.
Okay, real quick. It was nominated for Best Rap Album at the Grammys. It lost. Obviously, fuck the Grammys. Apparently, it was nominated for Best Rap Performance at the Grammys. It lost. It did win. It did win Album of the Year at the BET Hip Hop Awards. No one gives a fuck. Okay, before we go into do we want to do the professional publication reviews before or after our reviews?
Let's go before this time around. What won the year that it lost in for best rap album? Do you know?
So it was the 2016 Grammy, so it would be 2015 albums.
I'm looking right now. 20. Hold on, I got you.
2016
Oh,
Best
you're-
Rap Album Grammy.
Oh, it's Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, okay.
Damn, that's a great. So the nominees were Force Hills Drive, Compton by Dre. If you're reading this, it's too late by Drake. And then Nicki Minaj, The Pink Print, which, by the way, isn't really that bad. It's actually kind of tight.
No, it is a good album.
Yeah, and Pimp a Butterfly won.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
fair.
that's very fair. Obviously, I don't think anybody's gonna complain about that. I can't wait to do a Kendrick episode. I can't believe we haven't done one yet. That's fucking
I
crazy.
know.
Okay, so major publication reviews. You know, we have my wonderful friends over at Pitchfork who
No.
I love dearly. They gave it a 6.9 Opening
Nice.
paragraph is, with his third album, North Carolina rapper J. Cole is certain he's made his classic. He'll tell you as much partway through the 15-minute credit roll, Note to Self. In its quest to canonize the record, eschews both singles and guests. It's a bold move, and where it floats, it soars, but flops gloriously when it doesn't.
Fucking
So
guys.
these fucking douchebags over at Pitchfork, who I'm gonna start doxing these people when I don't like their reviews. I'm gonna spend an extra day prior to us talking and find their
You
address.
can't do that. You can't do that. Our listeners are too rabid.
Yeah, that is true. They're pretty radical.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the ending sentence is 2014 Forest Hills Drive is a decent album, selling itself as great. It wraps itself in the garments of a classic, but you can see that the tailoring is off, which could not be more fucking inaccurate. Probably one of the, if not the most classic album to come out of that era. So they can suck a dick. Rolling Stone gave it a 3 out of 5. The headline being, MC speaks truth to power when he's not being kinda pervy. The review is 1 paragraph long, and the final sentence is, it's time for Cole, who marches in the streets, to start showing up on record. And if you don't find this album as him showing up on record, I don't fucking think that you ever will think that he does. Like, this is arguably his best album, right? I mean, I think that's pretty common belief among most people. I know that we're all big off-season fans, but like, what the fuck does that even mean?
I really like For Your Eyes Only, for the record. I don't think it's his best album, but I think it's in the conversation. But that's a different conversation for a different time. That's so dumb. God, they're so dumb. What do they think is good? Like, other than, like a Buckethead album. Sorry, Anthony. I know you're listening. And I love Buckethead, but like, it's like, it just has to be so avant-garde that like no one actually enjoys it.
The only thing I can think of that comes to mind is they ranked Ready to Die as the #1 hip hop album, which I love. Ready to Die.
Fair.
That's absurd. I mean, I think it's a little absurd to just. It's obviously close, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if we could just give it #1. Apart from that, I don't know. I mean, the rest of their takes are dog shit. This isn't a surprise to anybody. These publications don't take hip hop music seriously, and Eminem has that line where he says that every album he releases, they give it a 3, and then 10 years later they go back and re-rate it and talk about how it was a classic and how it was amazing and how they never reviewed it that way. That's just what they do. They review an album, they give it a mediocre score so people aren't too mad. It's a nice warm water opinion, and then they go back in 10 years like, it's one of the best to ever release ever. So that's just what they do. Fuck them. That's why you guys have us. That's what we're here for, to give you a real opinion. With that being said, Trey, what do you rank it out of 10?
I went first last time. Christian, I think you get to go first this time.
Solid 7.5.
What?
I think that's fair.
It's a solid set. Did I fucking stutter? Like, bitch, don't go on with yours. Mine is mine. Like, god damn it.
I barely said anything.
He kind of stopped himself from saying it too.
I did. I tried really hard not
shudder.
to.
I'm like, bitch, give yours then. And I'll fucking shudder to that too.
I give it a 9.5. I'm a generous rater, though, I've noticed.
Go ahead, Christian. Give him the shutter.
It's a
Give
fucking
me a shudder,
stupid.
baby.
It's an amateur score.
You gotta say, what? And then cut yourself off.
No, it's a fucking dumb score, bitch. Die.
God. So much aggression. From
It
you.
really is, and
He's
he's
concerned. Like, do you want to get a massage? I'll pay
well.
for it.
He said
Well,
he got
not
his,
this week. I'll have to wait till next week. 'Cause I spent all my money on the golf course at Blake. But
yeah. He
next
said
payday, baby.
It's weird. He said he got his nut before we started recording. I thought that he would be kind of calmed down, and it's just he is like he is taking testosterone supplements. So I
that's
think
what it is.
That's what it is.
It's just
That's
yoking
what
it in the gym too much is what it
Yeah,
is. You
it
need to work
is.
out twice a day.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
come
think
to
you
me
can
with a
start.
legitimate score one time, and we'll fucking change the conversation.
I'm just saying 9.5. I think the him doing his own production is a huge thing for me. And the fact that like he does have other people credited with production, but the way that the album flows, like you talked about earlier, Christian, I'm gonna use your own words against you. The
Nice.
way the album flows shows that like he really had like a big hand in all of it. And that's just not something you really see very often. So yeah, I stand by my 9.5. Stand by it.
That's good. Stand by. Don't let him bully you down to a 9.2. Stay
Thank
strong.
you.
Yeah, as y'all try and bully me up, you fucking cunts.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go
Once again.
again. I don't. We need to do an album that we're like impartial on because, like Trey said, like I feel like we're generous raters. I gotta give it an 8.5. I just because of like the last track isn't really a track.
Why are you nodding? It's the direct middle between yours and mine. You didn't win.
Yeah, but I think it was a nice in between. I appreciate his score. I don't think it was exaggerated in any way,
Okay,
like
I'm
yours
sorry.
was.
I'm sorry, Blake. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. I think an 8.5. I will say it's aged better than any album he's released. So I mean, it's a great album. Like 8.5 is a great score. You know, I don't have to give it a fucking 11 to determine it's a classic. I can still, you know, classic albums they're not 10 out of 10s. They're classic for different reasons. So yeah, 8.5 is my final score.
I don't want to do an impartial album. I like, you know.
Or we should do an album that we don't like and talk about why we don't like it, right? I mean, I think that could be good content too.
Yeah, we could do like Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, and then you have to force yourself to pick 3 songs you like your fucking mom
I don't want to
feeding you.
No, I take
feeding
it
you
back. I don't
broccoli
want to
when you're a
listen
child.
to that.
Like, do it, or you can't be on the podcast.
Same drugs is tight. I could get one. I know I could get that one.
That is a good song.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
a good
couple.
song.
I could probably squeeze out a couple. I haven't listened to it since the one time I listened to it once when it came out, determined he was a shit rapper and got lucky with acid rap, and then never really listened to him again apart from that album.
You know, I disagree. I think that he's going to come back with something that's going to be really good. Those 2 new singles that he put out, like Wraith, that song's great. So maybe he can string it together.
Where has he been during this whole Kanye debacle?
I think he's been doing the smart thing, which is just not saying a fucking word.
Yeah, but how do you go from dick riding that hard to not saying anything? He's got his dick in his mouth right now. I see it.
I see it. I think that this is like not even a conspiracy. I think, you know, it's one of those things where obviously he idolized Kanye, you know, Chicago rapper, all that stuff. Didn't know him. I think he got close to him and he was like, oh, God, this guy's not super cool. And, you know, and then dipped out of the Kanye camp.
I could see that. I mean, he did ride with him through the Life of Pablo era, and Kanye was kind of on his crazy shit then.
But not like he is now.
Not
or
like
was
he
2
is
years
now.
ago. Yeah.
Also, can we talk about that whole Kanye thing? Do we want to talk about just the fucking saga that has happened over the last literally week? It feels like it's been 3 months, but it's literally been a week.
No, it's too sad.
I do like what, not the anti-Semitic stuff, guys. I know where you thought I was going. I don't like the anti-Semitic stuff, all right? But Trey and I did talk about how Kanye has this, like, cursed nature to... He has good points that he wants to articulate, but he never gets to the fucking point. Like, he's always so close to making the point, but then he never fully fucking gets there. Like, what was the one that what were you saying about the abortion thing, Trey, when he was like...
Oh, yeah. So he was, you know, basically just talking about how, like, this is a little heavy for this, but just basically about how, like, more black children are aborted, you know, than, like, white children, like, per capita, that type of stuff. And, you know, and the
But he never
what I was
actually
saying is
says
like,
that.
and the situation surrounding those people that's happening to is because of poverty and like all kinds of terrible things. But Kanye never gets to that point. Kanye just says something ridiculous like, what's the comparison he made?
That's his Holocaust museum.
His Holocaust,
Planned Parenthood.
exactly. So he somehow turns it into some weird anti-Semitic thing, which like, who would have guessed that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was about how the Holocaust isn't real? You know, like
Yeah, when we dissect that album, we'll have to look back and talk
Yeah.
about how that's actually. But what I am looking forward to is the sequel to Yeezus, Yitler. I think that'll be fucking great.
quality, nice. I am a Hitler. I believe in Hitler.
Oh, Kanye,
Oh,
we
God.
love and miss you, man. Come back
Come
back
back
to Earth.
to us.
Okay, any final thoughts on Forest Hills, or you guys want to move on?
No real final thoughts, I suppose. I do just want to say, shout out my little brother Rob. He loves J. Cole. Like
He does. He's a big
I really,
J. Cole guy.
I really tried to influence him on some musical shit. And I don't really know if it worked or not, but I'll just like never forget where like J. Cole was coming to Birmingham and he was like, "Can we go?" And it was like the first concert he ever went to. And we went and it was all I mean, J. Cole live, that's another thing too, is J. Cole live as a rapper, which is not an easy thing to be good
It's
at.
not. It's not.
I mean, you know how many rap shows I've seen where I'm like, this is
So
just
bad.
terrible.
Yeah.
J. Cole kills it live.
Every time.
I would go on
Every
J.
time.
I would go on J. Cole tour. That set of
100%.
honor that you went to that I didn't make it like is legendary. People loved it. Like all weekend is what people were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it was the highlight of the festival for
Yeah.
sure. I do. Yeah, rappers just tend to when they play live, they just constantly play the same sets over and over again, and a lot of the times the production's bad. And did your little sister ever get into Limp Bizkit? Or she was already into Limp Bizkit? Did she get into some other hard
She was
rock
already
music?
in. She was already in Limp Bizkit. Yeah, I showed her the. I
Nice.
showed her the Linkin Park Jay-Z, collab like album in quotes.
Yeah.
She loved it. Yeah, she loved
Fuck yeah.
Encore. She likes Korn now.
Yes.
yeah.
What
Dude,
a
it's
wonderful
sick.
arc she's on. That's
I
fucking
know.
awesome.
I know. It's great. So
She's
hopefully
limping, bro. She's limping
She's
with the
limping with the
biscuit.
biscuit.
Limping with the biz, baby.
You ain't limping with a biscuit.
I turned
Oh.
on a fucking Limp Bizkit song when John was here, and he was like, "Can you turn this shit off?" And me and Trey were like, "How fucking dare you?" First of all,
That's what woke me up from my nap. I was like, all right, time to go. Time to take 3 shots of tequila and punch somebody in the face.
holy shit. Okay, do we want to move into
New segment.
our newest segment?
Christian
Christian?
introduced a new segment.
Christian introduced a new segment.
Yeah, what are we gonna call it? Rides or dies?
I think we should call it Ride or Dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it would be
Ride-
rides or dies because
Yeah.
there's the song rides,
Or-
the song rides, or the song dies.
Yeah, so what we kind of talked about was introducing this new segment where we all listen to a variety of music and it changes violently through the week. I think we all do a pretty good job of tinkering through and finding new music and stuff, but wanted to talk about like a singular track from the week that we'd been listening to, and then the other people get to rate it. So, Trey, you want to talk about yours first, or you want me to go?
I will talk about mine first. Mine isn't necessarily a new song. Are we supposed to do a new song?
No.
Yeah, no, sorry. It
I think
doesn't
it's
have to.
whatever
It's just,
you're listening
it's just
to that
whatever
day.
you're, yeah,
Cool.
kind of that day or that week if you had something that's been consistent.
Gotcha. Yeah. So let me paint a picture that we're all experiencing right now collectively in our conscious. Strap
hate
in,
it already.
Strap in, baby. It's Trey's time to talk.
You do live in Asheville now, don't you?
I sure do. I'm about to go get a drum circle right after we get out of here.
Not bad,
so-
actually.
Yeah, I know. I've gotten pretty good at it.
He's
Yeah,
been working on it.
I was smoking hand-rolled American Spirit cigarettes. So my song, it's getting colder outside, and whenever it starts to get, this like level of chill, I always love listening to "Soon It Will Be Cold Enough" by Emancipator, the album. It's fantastic. It's really good fall music, really good winter music. So I picked a song off of that album, and I picked a song called "When I Go," which is absolutely phenomenal. It's a rarity for Emancipator to have lyrics in his songs, but this one kind of hitting home a little bit right now. And so there's just like a lyric that says, "When I go, I'll stay long gone, and gone, gone, gone." And it's a really phenomenal track. What you guys think?
Christian, you can lead it off.
The song is good. I appreciate Emancipator. This song does not ride, and I will tell you exactly why.
Fucking Christ.
All I pictured was you sitting in some like fucking hippie dreaded bullshit cafe boutique in Asheville, North Carolina, sipping a fucking latte, and this
What
is
I do.
playing in the background. And I was like, dies. This does not ride.
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying that I actually like die, but the song itself rides.
Kind of.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's all right. I get that. That's a respectful opinion. I'll take it.
I think that this song, if it, let's say mid-February, big snowstorm comes through Denver, right? Sun's not out yet, still snowing, so it's still cloudy. I don't have to go into work that day. Is there a holiday in February? I don't fucking know. Let's say there is. I don't have to go into work that day. It's a Monday. It's the end of my week. It's still cloudy. I'm like, it's Sunday part 2, the sequel. This is perfect. In that scenario, this song fucking rides. Any other scenario, it dies. Any other scenario, it dies for me. Because I do
Very
like the
setting
song.
based.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
like the song, but it's super setting based. Like there are songs like that. Like there's like Pretty Light songs where I feel that way. There's Fish songs where I feel that way. I'm like, I got to be in the right place for this to happen. And when you hear it, you know what the place is. That's how I feel about that song. So it's a good song. So I'm part rides, part dies. I'm taking the centrist approach here.
I don't really like that. I feel like you kind of got to pick one.
I'm
Yeah,
taking
what the fuck?
I'm taking
Be
the Pete.
biased, you dumbass.
I'm taking the Pete Buttigieg approach to this.
You're the Martin O'Malley of this.
Yeah, I'm the
this
Martin
segment.
O'Malley of this segment. It's okay. It's right in the middle. All right, Christian, your song.
Yeah, so I came across this just randomly. I always just scour through fucking SoundCloud and always occasionally kind of fucking stumble across something. And the original track was by this artist Flashbacks, but that's with 2 X's on the end for our listeners. And it's a remix of his song Brooklyn Love Boat by Moods. And it's just this fucking kind of funky. It's got this little bit of house feel to it. It's like I could be cleaning, I could be fucking, it has multi-purposes of a track, and I've just been blasting it all week.
I will say, I want to tell everybody, I will link the tracks down below in the description. I'll link the Spotify links to them, so if you guys want to listen to them, you can. But with that being said, Trey, rides or dies?
I gotta say, this song is the definition of rides. I mean, this song is amazing. Yeah, +1 for you. It is great. I started listening to this guy I was listening for like 20 minutes after you sent the song. I mean, just a total vibe. The bass sounds really clean on it. It's kind of, you're right. It's like housey, but it's not like a 4 to the floor house.
Yeah,
Rides. Unequivocally
it's got
rides,
this little
song
funk
does.
on the back. It was on the fuck. I had it on the gym this morning and was like,
Yeah.
this shit rides.
Yeah, I gotta fucking completely agree. This song rides so good. I was listening on the way home. It was perfect for my drive home. The song fucking it rides. You nailed it for sure.
Gang.
Good job. And
You nailed it.
will
You nailed it.
I will say these picks are all really indicative of us. I think like it's really indicative
No
of the type of
question. It's
music we
insane.
listen to and stuff. Like it was so funny listening to all the tracks. I was like, yeah, I can see all like picture all of us listening to these songs and being like, yeah, this shit rides. Okay, so
Yeah.
my track is a Lil Baby and Gunna track. They did a duo album, Drip Harder, and the song is Off-White Vila 1. I will post it, like I said, and it's featuring Lil Durk and Nav. And I think it fucking bangs. I think the whole album bangs, actually, just so you guys know. So Trey, what do you think of this song? I really want to hear what you think of it.
I honestly I was hoping that you sent this like as a joke, or like to just intentionally make me mad because we had our little spiff earlier. This is everything that I hate about hip hop music. This song dies so hard
God.
and so
You're
fast.
so uncultured. Holy shit.
Off perks and X can't nod off. If I call you the plug, can't fall off. Says this genius. I don't know who's talking and which thing. I will say there's one line that I kind of like. He says, "Don't none of my hoes wear Uggs," and like I kind of respect that.
That's a baller move.
That is
he
kind of a baller
sees-
move.
He sees one of his hoes wearing Uggs, and he's like, I don't fucking think so. I do not think so.
Guess what? Believe it or not, I got Ugg slippers on right now, so I'm not one of this guy's hoes.
You could
Like,
not be. You could not be one of Gunna's hoes.
I can't. I really can't. No, the song's dog shit. This song dies.
Okay, Christian.
So lyrically, I was like, I went through and just read through the lyrics. I was like, this is the lyrics are hard as fuck, but it sounds like a toddler infant is rapping them. It dies. It dies
named
so
Lil Baby.
hard.
Yeah, it's Lil
you're right.
Baby. Like,
You're
come
right.
on, bro.
Is Drip Too Hard on this album?
Yeah.
That song rides. I fuck
Yeah,
with
that song-
that one.
that
So
song
like,
does
there's a
fucking
few
ride.
on here, but there's something. And you're right. Maybe I'm uncultured. I'm not, down with the young kids anymore. I don't really understand what's going on anymore. The mumble rap it's over here. I have a hard time with it. I'm 31. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. This came out in 2018 though, so this is when you were 27.
I mean, he likes some of it, like he said. So, I mean,
Yeah, some of it
I
rides.
like this type of hip hop music. I used to hate it, but then I just started listening to a shit ton of it. I really like Lil Baby. I really like his new album. But this type of hip hop music grew on me. But I didn't think I knew it wasn't going to be Trey's type of hip hop music because it was good. So
Yeah.
I I knew you weren't gonna like it, but I had to throw it in there. I thought Christian would be like, this song dies, but it's hard as fuck, which is kind of what he said.
Yeah, kind of.
The final version is that it dies.
It
Yeah.
does.
Final verdict
Yeah.
that it dies. I mean, not to me,
Yeah.
but to you guys. Speaking
Yeah.
of this type of music, Love Sosa by Chief Keef came out 10 years ago today.
Oh God, I need to sign up for AARP.
I think Chief Keef should rewrite our national anthem, honestly.
Agreed.
I mean, it would go harder. I would say that song would ride.
The funniest
song
part
would ride.
about it is Love Sosa, if you go back and listen to the lyrics, okay, just picture Love Sosa and picture that it came out 10 years ago. Now let me tell you that Chief Keef is 27 years old. This fucking song came out when he was 17, bro.
Dear God.
He was rapping about that shit when he was 17. So good. All
I hate
right,
my
well,
life.
that is Rides or Dies, our new segment. Let us know what you think. I think it's fucking awesome. I think it was a great idea by Christian. I also had a great idea that for a segment that I'm not going to plug right now. We'll have to talk it out a little bit more. That involved my work and people that I work with. Anyway, on to the final segment.
I really want to hear about whatever that segment is.
You don't remember me texting you about it?
I don't remember much anything anymore. I'm too old.
Jesus, bro.
He came out with Sosa 10 years ago. I'm basically done with working.
You're washed, bro.
Yeah.
You're washed as fuck. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is about that fucking time.
It is time for Trey's Terrible Twitter Takes, featuring me, Trey. Hey! Good timing there. Okay. So my first tweet comes from Twitter handle wankers_r_us. Real name is Frank C. And Frank C says, it sucks that most women are liberal and conservative men get stuck with a smaller
True.
dating pool.
True.
I got married last year, and I guess my wife is pretty good, but I bet I could have gotten an even hotter one if women weren't so easily indoctrinated by the left.
He said, I guess she's okay.
So the best part about this tweet is that's the best part about the tweet. He's like, she's all right, I guess. This woman he's devoted his entire life to. Just wish
She's there.
And he only exclusively dates conservative women, which doesn't sound like fun. So yeah, that's Frank C.
Nice.
All right.
Shout out to Frank.
Shut up, Frank, dude. I wish I was more like you, bro.
I also only date conservative women. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you? This one is from at Bunta Vista on October 18th. It's just a picture, actually, but it's a picture of a bumper sticker. And the bumper sticker says, if you steal my catalytic converter, I will kill myself.
They must live in Denver, bro.
That's exactly why I picked that. That's a Denver
They
tweet
definitely
right
live
there.
in Denver.
Uh-huh.
They drive a
Holy
Honda
shit.
Accord.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, I got a handful for this week. All right, so this one's from at Billy Idol, but not like that Billy Idol.
Okay.
This is a fresh one. This happened 21 hours ago. One thing about me, I'm not gonna read the room. I will, however, fill it with my presence. Your mom died? Mine didn't, and I went to the beach yesterday.
I feel like this is us in any room we're ever
It
in.
really is. It really fucking is.
That one feels like you specifically, Christian. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, oh. What, you're gonna throw me into that, not like own up that you haven't said something exactly similar? Come on.
Yeah. I like to pretend like I'm better than you. So,
Pretend
all right,
being the
The
key word there.
keyword.
yeah, I understand. So this is a tweet. This is a tweet. The first tweet is not really that great, but if you guys didn't know, so the tweet is New York City's limiting the hours when trash is taken out because of issues with rats, because that's how disgusting that city is. They just have rats basically running the entire place. And it's genuinely hard to pick a favorite quote from today's presser. Pick your fighter, all right? So I'm going to read 3 of these off. One is, this is not Ratatouille, rats are not our friends. One is, rats will hate this announcement. And then one is, the biggest swing you can take in cleaning up our streets is shutting down the all night all you can eat rat buffet.
The rat buffet one is
It's
good.
the rat buffet one, yeah, I know. There's a
Yeah,
good one in
easily.
there.
Wait, can I try something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Rats running the city sounds more like Congress. Hang on.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Christian, you want to try to come up with a rat-based headline?
I do not.
All right, and this is the last one I have. This one's about Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. A couple Denver-related ones here.
Yes.
Russ is so lucky he's a freak athlete. If Russell Wilson's brain was born into Michael Cera's body, he would be writing a manifesto somewhere.
It's funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's true. That guy's so cringy. Have you seen the video of him like going up and down
Broncos
the
country?
sideline?
Let's
Let's
ride.
ride.
That's right. I literally
No, did you
fucking
see the
hate him
presser?
so much.
Did you see the presser after they lost where he goes, Broncos country, and then he starts to walk away and like half-heartedly like into the mic after he's 3 feet away. He's like, "Let's ride."
No, I did not see that, but I'm not surprised by any means.
I have one real quick that I know Christian's gonna like, and Trey, I think you're gonna like. My computer's about to die, so we gotta wrap this up. It's the tweet is, "It's always how are you, never can you piss in my mouth." And honestly, I'm kind of tired of the fake energy around me.
Kind of fucked up, honestly.
It's somebody underneath that said, "For the love of God, please close Twitter."
It really is. I mean, it's like, I don't...
Fake
know,
bitches all around us. This is what
fake as
Drake has been
fuck.
trying to warn us about.
Just
And I
piss
just
in my
wasn't.
mouth.
I just wasn't listening.
Show me real emotion. Talk about
Exactly.
streaming a big fatty in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And there
on
goes
that
Christian
note,
taking it too
yay.
far.
Just one step too much. Really trying to get us in trouble.
That's why we
here.
keep him.
Both literally gonna end this call and go look up pee videos and jerk it. So don't play games.
Okay,
not.
ladies and gentlemen, next Tuesday, 4-day break, we will be back, and are we doing the double feature?
Which?
We want to do the double feature? Swimming
Yeah.
in circles?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
swimming in circles.
All
That's
right, we'll be
fucking
back
dope.
on Tuesday. We're doing Mac Miller, double feature, swimming and circles. We will fucking see you guys then. Thanks for sticking around. Follow the pod. We love you or we hate you, depending on who you are. And
how it works.
there we go. Catch you guys later.
Test, Jimmy, now, test, Jimmy, run it. Now, test, Jimmy, run it.